everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Globe Talks with Traders series. I'm your host, Sunlight, and today I'm delighted to welcome onto the show Andre Costa, founder and CEO at PurpleTrader. So, what you want to find out about what PurpleTrader is all about and what social/community tokens are. So, onto the interview. The Globe mobile app is now live on the Apple App Store. Trade anytime, anywhere, with any asset as collateral. Stay connected with all your positions on the go. Globe, exchange everything, now even easier. So, Andre, could you tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into crypto?
Sure. So firstly, thank you very much for the invitation. It's going to be a pleasure talking to you. So, Sunlight, so my background is in computer engineering. That's where actually I met my co-founder. It's been more than 12 years ago that I graduated, and I feel very lucky because I found two important things in my life very early in my career. The first is because I'm passionate about people, so I moved very quickly from coding to business marketing, and secondly, I'm mission driven. So that's what actually gives me energy. So like we were talking previously before, like it's a busy day, but I'm 100% energized. And one example was like after my graduation, I did a trainee in Toshiba, Japan. And, like money was super great, but it was one of the most depressing time of my life, Like, and I had an insight. It sounds a cliche, but I understood that if I do something to improve people's life, it actually would give me energy. So after that, I quit my job and I'm Brazilian originally. So I moved back to Brazil. And I built a product from 0 to 300 active users. So I did a lot of user experience product. I sold this business. Then I went to work for Amazon, AWS. I worked for 6 years working with venture capitals, a lot of unicorn founders. I was basically helping founders to scale on AWS. Then it's been a while that a few years that I moved to London. I did my MBA here in London Business School. And I love creators, content creators. I've been studying this market for a while. So when I started this new company, this exchange that we're going to talk a little bit more, I had the question in my mind was, how can I help creators? And social tokens, crypto was actually a clear path to that. So that's how I started into this crypto black hole.
It's funny how everyone calls it a black hole or a rabbit hole. But yeah, so you mentioned your previous experience as a founder for a non-crypto startup. So what is it specifically about crypto that, convinced you and excited you to make that jump into the crypto sphere?
Yeah. Just a quick comment. Actually, this black hole, it's very well connected because a lot of people are so passionate about what they're doing and they are so focused that you are like you just go there to learn something and you want to learn more. So that's quite a interesting space. So my first startup gave me actually the eyes of what a great product and user experience means. And this market of crypto is still very far. Like there's a lot of great things doing, but still we have a lot of lack in terms of user experience. And actually, I do not consider myself as a crypto native. I entered in crypto actually in 2021, so late. And I'm also a really proof that with some dedication, you can learn. So a few months, you can actually have a good understanding about the market. And I only entered in crypto, more specifically in social tokens, because it was a solution to solve a real problem for content creators and communities. What happens is that most of communities and content creators, community members, they, like in the past and still today, but it's improving with crypto, but they had a real problem is like they produce a lot of content, they do amazing things, but they still cannot make a living out of that. And I saw social tokens, DAOs, decentralized autonomous organization, all of that were a pretty clear solution to that, because it aligns incentives, it increases engagement, it increases transparency. So basically allows you to have a more global coordination and many others. So I had a vision at that time. So I saw like this thing in, I don't know, 10 years from now, Just Bieber, for instance, he will have a coin and his market cap is going to be like $1 billion. And he'll be pricing his products, his NFTs, his events, his shows, concerts in Just Bieber coins. So if you are a fan of Just Bieber, of course, you're going to have some of his coins, because otherwise the products that you already consume is going to go up. So this is the power of social tokens. So I see community tokens will help society and by unleashing value. And I've seen a lot of traders already making 4x, 10x, even more, also losing a lot. But we are just in the beginning. So we will see a massive wealth generation for all ecosystem, whether it is the supporter, fans, the traders, the communities, in over the next decade.
Yeah,
so that's super exciting. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So you kind of hinted at one use case of kind of social tokens or community tokens, however you want to say it. So what do you see the future of social tokens to be?
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. So let me quickly explain. I think not all people understand yet. Social tokens is basically a cryptocurrency for usually 3 different categories: brand tokens, community tokens, and creators, and allow them to collaborate, to share some digital ownership. So usually focus on sports, culture, content creation. So for instance, fun tokens as well are into this category. And fun tokens are not NFTs because they are fungible. So that means it has millions of parts and can be used as utility. And what we are seeing, and it's improving more and more, are the benefits and use cases, like exclusive contents, access to experience, to events, voting powers. So a few examples, like Chili's, like the Paris Saint-Germain football club. You can buy the token and you can vote on what is going to be the color of the uniform in the next season. Or Mundao. So Mundao, they are trying to foster products that democratize the access to space, because so far it's limited to a few countries that has the technology, so it's very restricted. So they are democratizing, make this more global, help investing in a lot of projects with that shares the same mission. So it's quite interesting. We can see also creators, content creators like Ali Straza, for instance. She's a YouTuber, and you can buy the tokens to. So she's a gamer. So if you want to watch some of the matches, and you can have some access to that. So there's a lot of innovation happening there, and I'm quite excited. By the way, just a quick comment. In PurpleTrader, we are going to be releasing very soon what we call social token report, which is of 2023, which is basically it's going to be the most comprehensive. It was inspired by A16Z, a crypto report. I think a lot of people have seen this because it's very famous. So it's going to be like 50 pages, high quality, with opportunities, like a lot of use cases. I quite recommend for people that is interested about social tokens to follow us, as we're going to be launching in a few days this report.
Amazing. So you touched upon PurpleTrader. So could you give us an introduction to that and what problems you guys are solving?
Yeah, sure. So PurpleTrader, we are a centralized exchange with a focus on social tokens, and we are incorporated in US. Our mission is to enable Web2 audience to discover and trade social tokens. So bring the Web2 audience to Web3 environment. So, and all of that happens basically on my own experience. Like when I said, well, this social tokens, like I had this vision, it's amazing, it's super interesting. I said, okay, let me buy some tokens. Let me go into this ecosystem. Then, firstly, like my first problem was about trust. You know, can I trust on this platform? Is this a nice scam? You know, a lot of like some projects, it's like some sketchy. So I couldn't feel comfortable to go into that. Then it was like I have this product background from my previous company. So I saw so many like issues on user experience. Like, what are the real benefits? Like, how does it really works? Like, what are the main indicators, metrics? Like, so I had to do, and a lot of different information. So I had to do a lot of education by myself. And finally, so many platforms. You know, the market is very fragmented. You have issuer, whether it's Chili's, which is focused on sports, whether it's Rally with content creators. Then we have Roll that issued a lot of community tokens, friends with benefits, Mundao, CultDAO. So there was a lot of interesting projects, but you had to search for information in different places. So my idea was pretty simple, is what if we create like the Coinbase for social tokens, which is a trusted mean, an easy way. So with super metric basic that is aligned with social tokens. So you can, and also social tokens aggregated in all in one place. So basically facilitating the life of someone that wants to go into this space. Does it make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Following. Yeah. So, you say you have kind of a report and you also score the tokens, if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell us about the metrics of how the tokens are scored and how can traders use that information to make the best trades?
Community tokens like those that I mentioned, Mundao, CultDAO, ApeCoin, Friends with Benefits, they are very different from traditional crypto. Like you can compare those tokens with Ethereum protocols, Bitcoin, because they have a strong social and utility component. Okay, so today it's like people are still understanding these differences. And we did a research, and basically, although traders, they want to explore this ecosystem, it still requires to navigate in a complex of crypto native applications, misleading informations, and like major exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, they only list a few large cap tokens. And there is no easy way to evaluate as well in the social and utility aspects. So it's a lot of lack of trustworthy, lack of organized metrics, informations. So what we said is this market is different. It's a different beast, you know. And once we had the idea of organizing, we said one of the major things that we should do is to help traders to make a balanced decisions. Either it's financial, but also in the social and utility aspects. So what we created in terms of metrics and scores was a system where you have three main vectors. You have the trading activities, you have the social signs, and the utility and reputation. So three main vectors. In the social signs, it's like imagine the community growing, the Discord, the Twitter, because most of tokens they have this connection and the value attached to the community. So you have to understand what is going on and how is this growing. It's highly affected by that. Then we have the trading activities, which is pretty much similar to any other crypto assets that you're going to buy, like volume, supply, volatility, market capitalization, and then reputation and utilities. So utilities, like if you find a social tokens without a utility, it's probably a red flag, you know. So I would highly suggest you to see at least the roadmap to generate utilities, because this is a very strong component of that. So we help the traders to access that in just one place, to see all the social tokens, what are the utilities, project background, what are the founders, who is the leadership of that initiative, how many wallets were created here. If the token was already listed in a tier 1 exchange, for instance, we are going to mention here. So basically a process that facilitates on that. And we are improving, like we have some ideas to build a score specifically for each of those vectors. So hopefully the users are gonna be very surprised with a few other things that we're gonna launch very soon.
Awesome. So actually, speaking a bit more on the users, who are PurpleTrade targeting as your audience?
Yeah, so it's global. We are incorporated US. Like we seek to work with like one of our advisors is he's a former legal director from Coinbase, and we believe that like the trust and transparency are essential for us to foster the social token ecosystem. Like if you see in the past, some of the problems why people were not going to that, most of that is around trust. So we also need to understand that is a key issue. So that's how we started building that. And we evaluate, like we developed a frame to assess whether the tokens are likely to be a security or not. So we did a lot of research in analysis, legal analysis into that. So that's why we are focusing on US. But we are currently onboarding customers from all geographics into our into PurpleTrader. And also there is no and also the other point is we are onboarding people that you can be an experienced trader, but it doesn't require any experience with trading. You know, we are designed to onboard customers that used to buy tokens from Binance, from Coinbase. You don't even need to have a wallet. we are currently running an alpha version. So if you want to join, there is a wait list. But if you're really interested to test, please send us a message on Twitter that eventually we can jump. You can skip part of the wait list.
That's amazing. So I kind of want to ask a bit more about what you just said. You don't even have to have a wallet. So who is the custodian of that crypto?
Yeah, we do self-custody, but we also have some third-party partners, and we have in our roadmap an integration with MetaMask. So if you want to hold your asset, you're going to be able to easily send for your wallet.
So with MetaMask, that's only for ERC20 tokens, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, cool. And then is that typical of a lot of fan tokens to be on the Ethereum blockchain?
Yeah, it's more for the community tokens. Like if you see Moondao, ApeCoin, like the majority are still on Ethereum.
All right. Why is that?
Yeah, it's the biggest ecosystem today. But
Right.
yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
But probably we're gonna see other chains also launching. Actually, there are a few other projects launching either their own chain. Like, not sure if you know DSO. By the way, one of our investors is DSO, which is a platform for decentralized social, which is a quite interesting project. And they also launch DAOs. They have some issue of DAOs, and and we are gonna be listing some interesting projects based on diesel, based on Binance Chain. So there is a lot, some of the other chains as well in the roadmap.
Okay, amazing. So you're talking about how, users of PurpleTrader don't have to be experienced traders, but what about the people who, enjoy trading tokens? What would you say are the best trading strategies for trading community or social tokens?
Awesome. Yeah. So firstly, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. So do your own research. So with that said, so again, like I saw traders doing 4x, 3x, more than 10x, also losing a lot into this ecosystem. And each trader has like their own particular strategy. And my approach is always more long-term. And what I would say is that you should start asking yourself is, what is the value of social tokens? And if you ask this question, like, where does the value come from? So I thought a lot about this. And there's like the financial aspect as well. But more importantly, I found two main points here. One is the utility value, which is very interesting to understand, is what the community can do with that particular token. Either it's like Barcelona Football Club that you can vote on the color of the t-shirt, or it's Moondao, you can approve some of the projects, whether it's a community that you want to be in touch to the creators, and utility is the main value. Okay, so if you find some social tokens community that has zero utility, I would be very skeptical to move forward because of that. And the second point is the social value. It's like, firstly is the utility, but the social value is what leverages the value. Okay, it's a kind of catalyzer, and it's what I used to say that most people don't really get it. It's like what makes, I don't know, somebody to buy a Gucci t-shirt for $1,000 that could be bought for $50 for the same quality shirt. And when I asked it a few token holders why they are buying social tokens, some said, well, I bought this because I love my club, because I like it, this creator, I want to support this. So there is a lot of belonging, and people want to be connected to that. So I don't see like a token that is only based on social value. It's very weak. But if you have utility and uses the social value to leverage that that token, so that's where I feel that it's very interesting. I spoke to one trader a few time ago. Like he made, I don't know, I think it was 4x on Bankless. Bankless is a community that is helping the world to, what they say is like to have a greater freedom. So they support a lot of DeFi projects. So they have a media channel. So he was kind of like searching for information about crypto. He watched some of the videos. He loved the quality. He engaged in the community. So he said, even just by using the tokens, it was just already very sufficient for me. So he said, probably this community is going to be, now we are in the very beginning, in 1 year, 2 years, is going to be very strong in the future. So that's how he entered very early into that project. So basically, it's more like, do not, of course, if you have this more long-term strategy, is to not just go for the hype, but study the project, see if the utility is actually useful for you, or maybe for some people that you can really see this utility. And finally, the metrics, like that's how we usually suggest to look into these three vectors, which is the utility, social, and the trading activity.
Yeah, amazing. And it's interesting you say what's useful to you, right? So how it must be quite difficult to quantify such a subjective viewpoint on social tokens, right? Because what's useful to one person might not necessarily be useful to another. So how do you kind of get around that?
Yeah, of course. So social tokens primarily, as I mentioned, their value is based on the utility. Okay, it's what people can do with that particular token. So in some cases, that utility could be applicable for the trader. So we found some traders that, I don't know, imagine he or she is a gamer, and she enjoys that particular game. And she decides to buy the tokens because she believes in the future of that particular game. So that's one of the ways I can see people evaluating the utility of that token. In other cases, like maybe that person is not the final users, but they can see somebody like a friend or a community benefiting out of that. So they understand, well, this is, let's say, let me give you some examples. In this case, like for protocols. So I'm not a developer, but I can read it, I can understand how important it's gonna be for that particular community. So that's how I see. But that's one of the pieces. You see the utility, then you see the social components, like how excited is the community around this? Is this growing? Like you can do the research around the who are the founders of that particular project, who is behind. You can check the Twitter. So in our case, we sent a few links so you can verify yourselves. And then like the treasury, like the all financial aspects that you probably would evaluate in any crypto projects.
Amazing, thank you. So, Andre, could you tell us a bit about the market and how has that affected community tokens?
Yeah, so like all crypto segment, it was highly affected. You know, I think that association of potential like untrustable sources and issues, it all came to any crypto market that I can see. So it's been a challenge year, but at the same time, what we can see in social tokens is that some of the communities, they try to disassociate from the crypto world. For instance, like, I don't know, Argentina Football Club token that grew during the World Cup, then they also went down, but it was kind of like a little bit disassociated. We also saw a few other tokens doing well, and at some point then going down. So it's a lot of volatile, highly affected by the crypto community, the crypto bear market. But eventually we see some communities trying to not be very attached, because like Moondao, it's the purpose is like to education of people to go to the moon. So even if you don't know what is crypto, maybe you're going to be interested to know more about what they do in terms of education and projects. So firstly, like the way that I see here, it's a very new market, crypto in general, either it's social tokens or other places. And the question that I used to make myself or for people is like, how many industries do you see going from zero to hundreds of billions of dollars in a matter of years, like we saw in stablecoin, in DeFi, in NFT? So this is very early market. So it's part of the maturity process, and we hope when it ends, the community is going to be stronger, more products. Even PurpleTrader were built with this idea to increase the trust. So we are going to come out much more stronger than we started a few years ago. And secondly, we are here for long term. So we see the value of community tokens, like leveraging communities. We see that in 10 years from now, 1 billion people are going to be owning community tokens. So that's part of our mission. So crypto is not just about the price. Like community tokens are just about the price, and we are here to prove it. And finally, like we were a few times before, we were speaking, chatting a little bit about events, communities. It's like, if you go to some events, like I was in Token 2048, like it's so vibrant community. There's a lot of passion, like developers developing great products. There's missions behind. So for me, that's the main positive indicator that when it ends, we are gonna be much stronger than before.
Awesome. And talking about the long term, what are your next steps at PurpleTrade?
Yeah, so this is like this time is the best time to foster communities, and we will be a catalyzer of the social tokens, because we provide this kind of like compass for traders to navigate more safely. So the way that we are gonna move forward, so right now we have an alpha version So just again, we have purpletrader.io. You can go there. We also have to do your sign up, to wait for so you can trade. You can follow us in many social medias. You can reach out to us if you want to get access. As we progress, there are three major things in our next step. One is improve the metric systems. So we are building some score systems so you can quickly assess those three vectors that I mentioned. So without actually even like each of those scores, they're gonna have a group of 3-4 metrics. So you're gonna only need to look to probably 3 metrics instead of looking to 20 different metrics. So facilitating the life of the trader. Then we are gonna launch our order book model exchange. So today you can buy through a kind of like brokerish model. So especially for non-experienced traders, they can go there and buy very easily. But if you want to go even further, that's going to be our pro version. So you are going to have your limit order, and you're going to find many tokens that today it's only available in DeFi, and now you can have the not only the liquidity but also the speed and the benefits of order book model for you. And finally, the social trading features. We are also pretty excited, so which we saw like makes total sense to have a social trading in a place that you trade social tokens. So we're also pretty much excited.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, and if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, Andre, for taking the time to chat with us, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.